your personal experience with gemstones over the last week and 2 weeks, and like as clear and direct from your inner being as possible. What have you directly, personally felt, noticed, experienced? What is your experience wearing gemstones in this way, which is specifically the highest quality stones, considerately designed for you in collaboration with you and your inner being and what is best for you, not just random rocks off a TikTok shop, but specifically very high quality crystals, in this unique application of spheres around the neck that are designed for you in particular. What has your experience been like over just the last 2 weeks?
Over the last 2 weeks, the gemstones have really helped me nudge me into that higher vibration that allows me to take on more positive things that I want rather than things that I fear I need to do. And especially in my relationships, conversations with people, it's kept me at a high vibration such that when I speak with people and I sense any negative vibrations, especially some of the more protective stones, that those don't actually hold me and bring me down into that conversation and allows me to separate myself, bring me out and keep me in that positive mindset. And that's been something I've had trouble with for many years, getting sucked into poor quality conversations. And so that's been one of the most notable differences. Another one is getting out of bed every morning. I usually...
Can I just say, so, but before you run on to that, are you saying that you're noticing greater energetic sovereignty? Are you noticing greater boundaries in your own field, your own aura bubble, because it's cleaner and because it's stronger and healthier and more full of light? It's easier to distinguish their energy from my energy, and it's easier to hold your center and not get accidentally caught up in their vibrations because you're more clearly in your center? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, clearly in my center, such that I can very quickly know what is something I want to engage in, what is not, and it cleans it so that my aura is clean. When the dirt shows up, it's very visible, and I can easily avoid it. And so that has been profoundly beneficial for improving the overall quality of the time I spend every day speaking to people, to make sure that that quality is cleaner, more positive, more productive, and not garbage.
And so you're going to continue on then?
Yeah. And another thing is getting out of bed in the morning. It's been profoundly helpful in helping me feel in the morning that there is a like clean slate that I'm starting the day on, and it's a new day and new possibilities and new opportunities. And that's been amazing for me to once again feel, because you know how it is when you don't start your day off right, the rest of the day can feel off. And so when I wake up and I'm already on that level, I just feel the rest of the day is a bonus. Okay, I woke up great, and the rest of the day is going to be a bonus for me. I also felt a lot more groundedness in my conversations with friends. So I was at a friend's house the other day, and my conversations with them were a lot more personal. They weren't about, going with the agenda of what's your job? What do you do? They weren't about that kind of stuff. They were more about feelings, heart-centered. How do you like this? How do you like that? We were present in what we were doing. Whatever it was, we were more present with it, and we could enjoy the friend hangout. That one hangout meant more than the last 10 hangouts because of how much more meaningful it felt. And so that was really amazing to have a hangout that I look forward to now more than it feeling like just invited, I gotta go,
Yeah.
Another thing has been my passions when I'm working, especially on the computer on my different projects. There is a much
Yeah.
clearer list of priorities and vision for me to go and do. And it's made it so that I can spend less time working and still accomplish the same, if not more, in terms of its quality than before the
Yeah.
2 weeks with the gemstones. So that's been
Yeah.
really an upgrade for my ability to accomplish things that I want to accomplish.
So again, to make sure I'm understanding you correct, so you're noticing more clarity and centeredness and harmony, and you're not only noticing that in your direct feeling experience, more vitality and harmony, but you're already seeing it affect the world around you in your interactions with friends, your time spent at work on the computer, uh, etc., etc. So not only are you feeling this internally, but you're already in the first week and 2 weeks seeing the ripple effect as you are in an improved state. If you are healthier, if you are happier, if you are more connected internally to your inner being, to your inner joy, then that's automatically distilling outwardly and rippling out from you because your state is genuinely, truly improved, and you're seeing the shifting in your life experience, aka the relationships, hanging out with buddies, going to soccer practice is just so much more fun and relaxed. Working on your computer projects, doing, quote unquote work at the office on your computer apps, and you're saying that you're feeling more inspiration and more clarity, and you're getting even more done in less time because there's more centeredness, so there's less scatteredness, there's less wandering, there's less getting distracted by this, and you really are cleaner in your execution of your desire, which would be, to do some work on your app. So that's interesting and awesome. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. And another thing that I thought about while you're saying this is creativity. There's also a little bit more creativity with the things I do. Like, I know before my mindset, if I were to be working on a task, what I would have been able to come up with. And these past few weeks, I've came up with more ideas that are more fruitful, and they felt like, wow. I remember thinking to myself while I had those ideas, I wouldn't have had this idea 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago before the gemstones. And I knew specifically at that time it was because of the gemstones, especially the more creative oriented ones. And so I felt that, and it was a really exciting feeling to, it's like, wow, these gemstones are helping me come up with new ideas, like,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
and they're coming from me. It's not like the gemstones are coming up with them, but in the sense they're enabling me to do that, which is really awesome. It's empowering.
Yeah. Well, what you touched upon earlier is they cannot change your habits for you, meaning gemstones cannot walk you around like a puppet. They can't force you to change. They can't decide for you. They can't impinge upon your free will, so to speak. But what they can do is illuminate the path. They can shine light on where you're hanging up. They can shine light where your shirt is stuck on the fence post. They can shine light on where you're tripping on the roots where you're walking through the forest. And so thus it's easier to not trip up, to not get caught up, to see your blockages or your issues, and to really release them, bring them up into the light of awareness, and not be tripping up over the same tree roots, if you see that visual metaphor.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. What you mentioned earlier, they cannot do it for you. They cannot walk you around like a puppet on the strings. They cannot force you to change your habits, but they can shine powerful light and clarity to facilitate your process. So they don't do it for you, but they can facilitate your empowerment. They can't give you the ideas, but they can clean up your energy field so that you're more receptive to the brilliant creative ideas that your own inner being is trying to give to you. Excellent.
Yeah, and that made me think of another thing, which is
Yes.
it's like the bad habits too. you were talking about habits, they won't change them,
Yeah.
but the bad habit is usually a learned behavior from some type of avoidance of a bad feeling, often
Yes.
anxiety, most of the time.
Yeah.
And when you have that anxiety lowered because of the gemstones, which is undeniably one of the benefits, then the feeling of anxiety doesn't come up and trigger the need and thought that would have you going after the bad habit. And in turn, it's a lot easier to change your habits because you don't feel the need to do the bad habits out of anxiety. And instead, now you're looking, well, what do I do with my time and creativity because of that
Yes.
extra
Yes.
boost? And now you're doing better habits all of a sudden. So it's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. So, in summary, how would you condense it down to bullet points? What has your 2 weeks been like? Expansive, clarifying, enlightening, supportive, facilitating. How would you summarize it from your heart, from your inner being?
The past 2 weeks have been creative, exploratory, grounded, rooted in truth, stable, and overall having a positive outlook on my life. And that is something that is truly life changing. That's how it's
That
summarized.
is beautiful. Beautiful. Perfect.
Um, so yeah,